We owe it all to Andy Warhol and to Anita Bryant.
Hello, and welcome to the Tour Project. I'm Project Manager Eric Solomon. For this stop on the tour, navigate to 129 Monroe Drive Northeast, Atlanta, Georgia, 30308. This is where Monroe Drive sits at the intersection with Greenwood Avenue Northeast. It is the site of the Ray Kluka Memorial Park. Dedicated in 1994, the Ray Kluka Memorial Park is one of the oldest public spaces in the South memorializing an LGBTQIA+ person. Ray Kluka was an Atlanta activist and community member. He was a resident of Midtown Atlanta, editor of Etc. magazine, president of the First Tuesday Association, executive director of the Atlanta Gay Center, and for 7 years served on the Gay Lesbian Police Advisory Committee. He was the first recipient of the Martha Gaines Award. In dedicating the park to Ray Kluka, city council members noted that Ray was a noble, loyal, and dedicated servant to the people of the city of Atlanta. Ray Kluka died in 1989 at the age of 43 from complications of AIDS. Ray Kluka left his collection of papers to his friend Maria Elena Dolan. His papers were instrumental in the development of a gay and lesbian archive at the Atlanta History Center and the Atlanta Gay and Lesbian History Thing, of which Dolan was a part. Here's how Maria Elena Dolan remembers her friend Ray Kluka.
He was a really sweet-natured guy, and he was fun, you know.
Here's Dave Hayward with more on Ray Kluka and the Ray Kluka Park.
Down Ponce de Leon, going to Monroe Drive, down Monroe Drive at Greenwood Avenue is the Ray Kluka Park. And as far as we know, there are only two public spaces named for gay men in Atlanta. And one is the Ray Kluka Park, a small triangle park at the corner of Monroe Drive and Greenwood Avenue. And then the other is the John Hall Park, a much, much larger park, which is all along Virginia Avenue from Monroe Drive up to North Highland. I was a good friend of Ray Kluka. He passed away in 1989. He was as I said, he was the second director of the Atlanta Gay and Lesbian Center. And then he was also the editor of Etc. magazine, gay man's magazine, bar guide, basically. And we were very close friends, and we had worked together a great deal on the first National March on Washington that was in 1979 for gay and lesbian rights in October of 1979. One thing I tell people is that there were not that many people who were activists. So those of us who were activists, we all kind of knew each other. And we sort of had this sort of extended family going on. So I always considered him to be a brother and be part of my extended family. And one of the things I remember particularly about Ray is that, of course, AIDS really hit in the 1980s. And Ray tested positive, and we would have these late night phone conversations. And I remember him telling me in one of our late night phone conversations that he had talked to his doctor, and his doctor had said to him, well, you're going to have this condition, for the rest of your life. But then the doctor said, but the good news is that won't be that long. So that was one of the things that got us through living with AIDS, is the gallows humor of it all. And that he and I laughed about the fact that, okay, he's going to have this condition, but, he won't have that condition for that long because he's not going to be living that much longer. So, and we laughed about it. We had a good laugh about it. But I'm really glad that the park is named for him. And he's a definitely important person who should be remembered and really helped bring our community more to the forefront. And one of the major things that he did was he was also the president of the Midtown Neighborhood Association. And that's one of the reasons why he has a park in his name, not only for all his work he did in the LGBTQ community, but also all the work he did in the Midtown Neighborhood Association. and also keeping development from coming too much into Midtown and ruining the Midtown neighborhood.
Thank you for joining us on this stop of the Tour Project. For more information, visit tourqueeratlanta.org. That's TUOR queeratlanta.org.